You say you're stuck. You can't move forward. You can't focus. You feel heavy, like something's wrong with you. But what if that stuck feeling isn't dysfunction? It's grief. You are letting go of a version of you. Maybe the one who always overworked, the one who people pleased, the one who never said no. And that version, even if it was exhausting, still felt safe. Now you're in the in-between. Not who you were, not yet who you're becoming. That's not failure. That's transition. That's healing. You're not stuck. You're just grieving the self you outgrew. Have you ever sat down to do something that you really needed to get done? Like a project or some paperwork, but found yourself unable to focus? Maybe you found yourself daydreaming or getting distracted by your phone or social media. When you notice this happening, you might judge yourself for being lazy or unproductive or broken. But have you ever stopped to wonder why it's so hard to focus? Why it is that we procrastinate doing things that we know we need to do? There's an interesting concept that I came across recently in a book called Burnout Society by P.H. Twings. This idea is that the problem isn't that we're lazy or burnt out or broken. The problem is that we're grieving. We're grieving the loss of the old version of ourselves that we used to be. According to Dr. Singh, we're reliving in a burnout society where we're constantly being told to hustle and grind and push through. But when we push through and reach our goals, we find that they don't actually make us happy. And so we're left feeling empty and unfulfilled. The thing is, when we become aware of this and decide to slow down, to rest, to take a break from the rat race, society doesn't really support that. We're made to feel like there's something wrong with us. Like we're lazy or we're not trying enough or we've lost our drive. And then we start to judge ourselves for being lazy or burnt out or broken. But what if that's not actually what's going on? What if it's just grief? Imagine that you're a caterpillar. You live your life munching on leaves, hanging out with your caterpillar friends, just living the best caterpillar life. But one day you start to feel different. You start to feel this urge to do something more, something different. You start to feel like you're meant to fly. So you spin a cocoon around yourself and you transform into a butterfly. After a while, you emerge from the cocoon as a beautiful butterfly, ready to live the beautiful butterfly life. But here's the thing. When you were a caterpillar, you didn't really know how amazing it would feel to fly. You didn't know how beautiful you would look as a butterfly. You didn't know how much joy and freedom flying would bring you. But now that you're a butterfly, you miss being a caterpillar. You miss the simplicity of it all. You miss munching on leaves and hanging out with your caterpillar friends. You grieve the loss of your old life, and at first, being a butterfly feels weird and uncomfortable. You don't really know what to do with all this newfound freedom. You don't know where to go or what to do. You don't know how to use your wings. You feel lost and confused and scared. But over time, you learn to fly. You learn to use your wings. You learn what it means to be a butterfly. And eventually, you forget about being a caterpillar. You forget about the old life. And you just live your beautiful butterfly life. Now imagine that instead of transforming into a beautiful butterfly, you transform into something ugly and gross, like a worm. Now you're a worm, and you're like, oh my God, why am I a worm? I used to be a caterpillar. I used to be able to fly. I used to be able to see the world from a different perspective. I used to be able to experience so much more than just this. This is so boring. This is so mundane. I want to be a caterpillar again. Except you're stuck being a worm. And so you spend the rest of your life just wishing you could go back to being a caterpillar. Wishing you could go back to the past. And that's kind of what it feels like when we re-grieve in the loss of the old version of ourselves. We're grieving the loss of our innocence, our naivety, our ability to just go through the motions without really thinking about what we're doing. We're grieving the loss of our youth, our energy, our ability to just do things without getting burnt out. We're grieving the loss of our drive and ambition, our desire to achieve things, to climb the corporate ladder, to get that promotion, to earn more money, to buy a bigger house. We're grieving the loss of the person we used to be. When we lose that person, when we lose that part of ourselves, we don't really know what to do with ourselves. We do not really know who we are, or what we want to do, or what we want to become. And so we struggle. We struggle to find our new identity. We struggle to find our new purpose. We struggle to find our new direction in life. And the thing is, we're not really taught how to deal with this kind of grief. We're not really taught how to cope with the loss of ourselves. So we just sort of fumble around in the dark, trying to figure it out on our own. We might try to distract ourselves with work or social media or TV. We might try to escape our feelings by going on vacation or buying new things. We might try to force ourselves to just push through, to keep moving forward, to keep hustling and grinding. But none of those things really work. None of them really help us heal. In order to heal, we need to acknowledge our grief. We need to allow ourselves to feel the pain of losing the old version of ourselves. We need to give ourselves permission to slow down, to rest, to take a break. When we do that, when we allow ourselves to grieve, we start to heal. We start to find our new identity. We start to find our new purpose. We start to find our new direction in life. So if you're feeling stuck or burnt out or broken, know that you're not alone. Know that it's okay to feel this way. Know that you're not lazy or unproductive or dysfunctional. You're just grieving the self you outgrew. So take some time for yourself. Rest, recharge, and heal. Allow yourself to grieve the loss of the old version of you. And in time, you'll find your new self. You'll find your new identity. You'll find your new purpose. You'll find your new direction in life. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And if you think this video might be helpful to someone else, please share it with them. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.